Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to FluentPath English. Have you ever moved to a new place where everything felt strange? New people, a new language, and a new life. In this lesson, you will learn many useful English in sentences that people use in everyday life. Listen carefully. Repeat each sentence. And imagine yourself in the story. This is one of the easiest ways to improve your English naturally. So, are you ready? Let's begin. My name is Daniel. A few months ago, I moved to a new country to start a better life. Everything around me was different. The language sounded unfamiliar. The roads looked different. The weather was new to me. Even the food tasted different. I felt excited, but I also felt nervous. I carried only one suitcase. My family stayed in my home country. I already missed them. Before leaving the airport, I took a deep breath. I smiled and said to myself, "This is a new beginning. I can do it." On my first day, I rented a small room. It was simple but clean. There was a small bed. A table stood near the window. The room was very quiet. I sat on the bed and looked around. Everything felt empty. I picked up my phone many times. I hoped someone would call me. I looked at my family's photos. I smiled, but I also felt emotional. That night, I prayed for courage. I promised myself that I would never give up. The next morning, I woke up early. I made my bed. I washed my face. I got dressed. I looked in the mirror. I smiled at myself. I said, "Today will be a good day." Then I walked outside. The streets were full of people. Everyone seemed busy. Cars passed quickly. People talked confidently. For a moment, I felt afraid, but I kept walking. Soon I became thirsty. I entered a small shop. I smiled at the cashier. I said, "Good morning. Can I have a bottle of water, please?" The cashier smiled kindly. "Of course," he said. I thanked him. He wished me a nice day. That simple conversation made me happy. I realized something important. I didn't need perfect English. I only needed confidence. Every small conversation was a step forward. As I walked through the city, I listened carefully to people. I noticed new words. I repeated them quietly. I tried to remember useful expressions. Learning became fun. Later, I needed to take a bus. I didn't know which bus to choose. At first, I wanted to stay silent. Then I remembered. If I don't ask, I will never know. I walked toward a friendly woman. "Excuse me," I said. "Which bus goes to the city center?" She answered slowly. She even pointed towards the correct bus. I smiled and thanked her. She smiled back. That moment gave me more confidence. I learned that most people aren't happy to help. Sometimes fear exists only in our minds. In the evening, I returned to my room. I cooked a simple meal. While eating dinner, I thought about all my day. Today wasn't perfect, but it was successful. I had spoken English several times. I had learned new words. I had become a little braver. Before sleeping, I opened my notebook. I wrote every new sentence. Then I read them aloud. Practice made me feel stronger. Days slowly turned into weeks. Every morning I practiced English. Every afternoon I learned something new. Sometimes I made mistakes. Sometimes I forgot words. Sometimes I felt embarrassed. But I never stopped learning. Each mistake became a lesson. Each lesson made me better. One day, I saw a job advertisement. I decided to apply. I prepared my resume. I practiced interview questions. I spoke in front of the mirror. I repeated my answers again and again. Finally, the interview day arrived. My heart beat very fast. My hands felt cold, but I stayed calm. I entered the office. I greeted everyone politely. I answered each question slowly and clearly. I didn't know every word. Still, I tried my best. After the interview, I felt proud. No matter what happened, I had given my best effort. A few days later, my phone rang. The company offered me the job. I couldn't stop smiling. I thanked God. I immediately called my family. "I got the job," I said happily. They celebrated with me. Their happiness gave me even more strength. At work, everything was new once again. New people, new responsibilities, new experiences. I listened carefully. I asked questions whenever I needed help. My coworkers were kind. They encouraged me. Every day, my English became a little better. Every conversation became easier. I stopped worrying about small mistakes. Instead, I focused on improving. Months passed. The city no longer felt strange. I knew my favorite cafe. I knew my bus route. I had new friends. I smiled more often. Of course, I still missed my family. I still remembered my old home. But I also loved my new journey. It taught me patience. It taught me courage. It taught me confidence. Most importantly, it taught me that success begins with one small step. If you keep learning, you will improve. If you keep speaking, you will become confident. If you keep believing in yourself, amazing things will happen. Never let fear stop you. Every mistake is a teacher. Every new word is progress. Every day is another chance to grow. Thank you so much for learning with FluentPath English. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to FluentPath English for more English stories and daily conversation practice. Keep learning, keep speaking, and always believe in yourself. See you in the next lesson.